I was very overexcited when I found out that we were going to get to interview James Dean Bradfield, who is, of course, the lead singer of the Manic Street Preachers. They started as a punk band in the mid-'80s, then they strayed into rock, alternative glam, all sorts of different things. Definitely a bit of a signature Manic sound, I think. This kind of sort of quiet, contemplative verses, aren't there? And then the big loud choruses. So I had to ask James, when he's writing songs for the Manics, does he have to write them with his kind of vocal cords in mind?
I've tried not to let the practical concerns of getting older get in the way of what keys that I write in or how songs are. But, you know, it's there in the back of my mind. And perhaps subconsciously, you know, I kind of like, if a song would have been in D, perhaps it's in C. There's two songs on the record where I shifted it from D to C. So it's a little bit lower, because even when I sing at C, I sing quite high anyway. Yeah. So yes, you're asking the pertinent questions here. You're going by the curtain of the ravaged body and in the practicalities of aging in a rock band.
Well, no, I think you're keeping us young. I felt 16 when I heard Orlean Times, and then when I heard The Secret He Had Missed, I love it. And also, weirdly, because when I was reading about kind of your influences, I loved to read that the ABBA is in there. And when I was listening through, I think it's After Ending.
As the flags fall down, the statues crack and drown. We clap for a crumbling state.
I could hear a bit of the name of the game. You might think that's weird, but I could definitely hear a bit of ABBA's Name of the Game. Just at the start of it, in the first couple of bars. So what is it that you love about ABBA, James? Because our listeners would like to know that, I'm sure.
Most guitar bands will say, if there's, averagely there's 4 people in a guitar band, you'll usually get 3 out of 4 people that will say secretly they absolutely bow to the genius of ABBA. Yeah. Most guys understand that ABBA are an amazing, amazing experiment that just went right. You know, the way that, the two girls sing together is like, it has the power and, velocity. It has the power and grace of something that can never be replicated. It's almost like a fast-moving iceberg with a heartbeat. There's something about their voices. It's just so powerful and it's unrivaled. And of course, the songs are amazing and the musicians are used and the melancholia in there and the idea that they're tackling some kind of sadness, but they're kind of somehow turning the corner in a triumphant, kind of quiet kind of way. The way those songs reveal those emotions are amazing. And yes, there is a little bit of a name of the game there. You should have been an A&R. Definitely. But the thing about ABBA is it's the grace, the power, the kind of trying to conquer the inner sadness, which the music tries to do. But more than anything, it's the child of the 70s thing. I was born in 69. We were all born in 68 and 69. And the other day, one of the singers from Baccarat died, Yes, Sir, I Love to Boogie. Whenever I hear that song, I just get transported back to kind of the 70s and I feel immediately safe and happy because it's, number one, it's a banger of a record. And it's a magic about it. It's just all those songs from the 70s have reflective surfaces on them. There's sadness and there's power and there's glory there too. It was such an amazing time for music. We always had ABBA on. We always had Elvis on. We always had stuff like Baccarat and disco on, Johnny Cash. All our houses in the valleys in the 70s were so musical because our parents just banged out the music all the time. And most of it was amazing.
And in terms of the album, obviously we've said lament's a sad word, but is it an album of hope? Is there an album of kind of, because I think we kind of all need that at the minute, whatever situation we're in. I feel like there is a sense of hope.
I do, because Nick, who writes the lyrics, he'd had a terrible 2 years prior to lockdown with his mother and father passing. He was remarkably close to his parents, even more so than me, which I didn't think was possible. And it was a big thing for him. And it is a big thing for, lots of people that'll be listening will recognize that emotion. We've all lost parents mostly now. So part of the album was about that, dealing with that loss, dealing with the hole that you're never going to fill when you have such a loss. And it dealt with being disconnected from reality and the life that we lead and just being drained of optimism in lockdown. The songs were about trying to deal with all those emotions and trying to turn the corner and trying to find empathy with your own emotions and with everybody else around you. And he did. I think Nick found a lot of answers in the songs and he managed to get empathy for himself and I think for the listener. I think there's a lot of hope there because he dealt what was in front of him. He didn't shy away from it.
Nice one. And we're really looking forward to seeing, because I think you're coming to the Northeast quite soon, aren't you? Coming to the Northeast September the 26th, is it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, that kind of that date is in my head, and you know, my press ups and my sit ups, weight regimes, and my kind of like my run-in regime is stepping up all the time.
The brilliant James Dean Bradfield chatting to us. Really nice fella. I was quite nervous because I was thinking he's such a big star, but I just thought he was lovely. The Ultra Vivid Lament out now. They're coming to the Northeast really soon. If you're a Manics fan, I think it'd be a great gig playing the Newcastle City Hall on September the 26th.